So these are independent professionals?
Yes, these are independent professionals.
And you can also appear in a court of law?
Yes, in US they are being accepted as an expert witness testimony, which means that they could be called and their testimony is being taken as an expert's advice. So they could be amicus curiae to a court in relation to the matters related to fraud. In India, I think we still have to develop it to a point where this profession reaches the stage where its testimony is being taken as an expert testimony.
Okay, okay. So now how does one go about becoming a certified fraud examiner?
I think the first thing is that you must have an interest into that.
Of course.
If you have an inquisitive mind, if you love to play with numbers and analyze the numbers, so financial analysis of the books of accounts and the financial statements is the key to the first step towards the fraud examination. This establishes your interest. You are good in extracting information from others, like women are very good in extracting information, so that makes them a natural investigator. That is another quality which it is. Apart from that, you need to have some basic understanding of the accountancy and auditing, without which you would not be moving much further.
So in earlier times, I mean, in India, we must have only a handful of these specialists like you, no? How many would there be?
In fact, this started somewhere in 1993 when I decided to choose this path or a career as a certified fraud examiner. And after that, there has been a lot of interest. Until date, I would say that still maximum number of people who are appearing in this examination comes from either the chartered accountant or the company secretary or the cost accountant. But it's not so in the global field.
In the global field, it would be far wider.
Even the psychologists are appearing for the certified fraud examiner. Criminologists are appearing for the certified fraud examiner. But we need a stage, and I think that this forum would be a good forum where it will make the message reach to the people that they can opt it as a career.
I think it's already started reaching, because we have a caller from Madhya Pradesh. What's your question?
My question is, what does fraud examination actually mean? What are the areas covered under this, and what does actually means it?
What it actually means is just what Sharadji said. It means financial fraud, but I'll leave it to him to expand on it.
Yeah, Ashwin, whenever a report is being made, qualified report by a chartered accountant, either in its internal audit report or it could be a statutory report also, it means that there is something wrong with the financial statements. Now there could be a doctoring of the financial statements or the doctoring of the books of accounts, which cannot be established in a normal course or in auditing courses. Now this requires services of an expert who will examine these books of accounts and the financial statements from the point of doctoring of the books. What creative accounting is, whether there is any creative accounting being done, whether there is any improper revenue recognition is being done, whether there has been a padding of the expenses is being done. Now in the normal course, I get a voucher, I make a journal entry, I reporting documents, so auditor doesn't have to look further. But then the examiner looks into whether these vouchers are authentic vouchers or fake ones. Whether the tax challan number is a real number, it's somebody else's number being taken into that. So he is basically have to be a bloodhound. Normally we say that auditors are watchdog. But for fraud examiners, we won't say that. We will say they are bloodhound, because they have to sniff fraud, identify the persons, and leave it to the courts and the investigating agencies to seek for punishment.
So you like being called a bloodhound, huh?
Suits appropriately to them.
Yes.